Hello and welcome. Today we're about to take a look around San Francisco area of Universal Studios in Orlando, Florida. And there's a couple of different bits and pieces to have a look at. We'll walk all the way up as we always do as a full horseshoe and then we'll come back down again. Now we are just leaving the Harry Potter section. So if you did miss the last upload from the Universal Studios park, it is available in the Universal/Disney playlist, which is just a playlist that is running alongside all of the Lego uploads. Now, the first thing that we will come to is actually the Fast and the Furious shop. You can see all the cars and everything on the outside. We will come in, we'll have a quick look around all the merchandise and all the little bits and pieces that is available. You will see where the actual exit of the main ride comes through, because like all the major theme parks and a bit like Legoland as well with regards to the Ninjago rides, they will funnel you through one of the gift shops as you leave, so it will get busy in clumps. They have everything and anything related to Fast and Furious franchise here: t-shirts, hoodies, trousers, tops. They've got car toys, Lego sets, Lego Technic, the Speed Champions, everything regarding cars and anything to do with the Fast and Furious licensing that they can think of putting the name on. It will be in this shop for you to pick up. Magnets, you've got bottles, everything. Now that is the long bit that we will walk down later on within this video, because we will go from here. Then we'll go into the entrance of the ride. We'll have a good look at all the queue lines. There is so much detail and props from the actual film. It's a bit of a weird one, really, because I think this has one of the most detailed queue lines in Universal with regards to this side for Universal Studios. But then it would almost be nice to have an exit before you get on the ride, because the ride itself is dreadful. I'm sorry, I'm going to have to say it. I really do not like it whatsoever. It's just one of those, and it is already out of date. It was actually, I think it was built and out of date, because what it's based on, they actually then released the film after. So if you're a Fast and Furious fan, then obviously I think you might understand what I'm going on about. It's a good bit of fun, but it's nowhere near as good as what it could be, and it takes up so much space with regards to how big the queue line is and just how big the building is. They could have done something similar to how they've done it in Dubai Parks and Resorts, where you've got a really nice detailed queue, then you've got a really short, quick launch roller coaster, and then you come back, you sort of just come back round again. But it's not. It's all sort of screen based, and they've done it very cleverly with regards to using sort of live actors, and then you've actually got the movie stars as well, and it's all holograms. But it's still just a little bit, it's just a little bit off for my liking. It's just a shame that it is what it is. It doesn't really live up to the name, because you do end up getting on a bus, but it's a good bit of fun at the same time. But it's one of those that you probably only do once. I would have liked to have just done the queue line, like I said, and just got off and saved a load of time. But that's me. That's my personal preference. I'm not into those kind of things. Obviously, if you disagree, let me know in the comments below. If you agree and you know, then obviously please again let us know in the comments below. But as we go around, there is the Fast and Furious, and it is called Fast and Furious Supercharged, bearing in mind. So the name of the ride, you would have thought it would have been a lot quicker than getting on a slow bus. And you've also got a Beat Builders as well. Now the Beat Builders is like a construction show where they end up using all different tools for props and doing like musical instruments and things like that. And then food wise, you have got G, H, I and J on the map, so you've got all sorts of different bits and pieces. So you've got seafood, you've got pastry company. Towards the end of the video, as we start coming back down again, you will see some of the biggest donuts I have ever seen in my life. But this is the Fast and the Furious building, so everything now to the right hand side is absolutely massive. So we will go in and go through. There's no queue whatsoever. It is done very cleverly internally, like I said, with regards to the actual queue and just all of the props. You see all of the cars, you see some of the hero cars, you see Dom's vehicle as well. So there is a lot of things going on. That is the Beat Builders going on in the background, so they are playing away, so you can see the big crowd there. So you can see them having a good bit of fun. I did actually catch them on a following day, and I did just sit down and sort of listen to them as it went through. It was a very interesting show. You can see that they are up on the scaffolding tower, jumping around and dancing about. And again, it is what it is if you're into sort of the more musically type show. What we'll do, we'll pan round and we'll start heading towards the Fast and Furious building. I love the fascias of everything that we're now looking at around the edge of San Francisco. Then that I do believe that leads into a completely different world as well. I say world, different land, which I do believe is New York. But let us know what you think with regards to the front of this and just everything that they've used. They've seemed to have done a huge job with regards to just everything that we're about to have a look at on the inside. I was really happy that I actually went in to see everything. And again, you've got Dom's Fast and the Furious Charger just to the left-hand side as you first come in, which I got a very bad feeling I didn't actually stop and have a look at, which is a bit of a schoolboy error. But his car was there. There it is in the background. Why I didn't walk over and actually have a better look, I don't know. and now you have this massive queue. Now, if this has ever been half full, please let me know in the comments below, because it is absolutely enormous. Obviously, it gives you the whole warehouse feel that you're walking into the garage like you would do within the actual film franchise. But let me know if you've actually physically had to queue this far, or if this is just detail, because it just keeps going and going and going. But again, you can see the little hidden bits where you've got the little barbecue and seating area just to the left hand side, just over there. You've got props and everything up on all the different areas. You've got their sort of clothing, dog tags, you've got the name tags and everything just up on everything. We walk through the safe door, which is obviously from one of the Fast and the Furious films as well. So again, that's a nice little touch. And then we come into another part of the queue line, which again goes through. That tells you what you're supposed to be doing with regards to hacking in, access the network. You can download the official app and everything else. So it's a good way of linking it all in, because obviously it's a bit more of a hack thing. But the cars, more hero cars on the inside that we had a look at just as we left the shop before. So again, you sort of zigzag past all of the cars, then you go into another building where it's got another queue, then you go into another building where you got some live actors, then you've got another queue where you actually got the main queue line to get into and onto the party bus, and then the ride's about 3 minutes long and you're sat on a bus with Vin Diesel talking about family. Now, as you can see, it's so detailed. It looks exactly like you're in a car garage. It's just one of those perfect things. And I just let a couple of people walk past. I just like trying to find out all of the little hidden Easter eggs that they have added in, because there's lots of different names of all the characters throughout all the films and things. You could spend quite a long time if you wanted to, and if you were a fan of the film franchise, trying to hunt down what is from the films within these different areas with regards to the boxes, the cars, the tires, the toolboxes, what was used where, basically. So again, if you're a car fanatic or you are a Fast and the Furious fan and you have been on this ride, what do you prefer? Do you prefer walking through all of this? Because I would have liked it if it was just a walk-through museum. I think that would have been amazing. If it just carried on like this and you had even more movie props and everything, and then you just got out the other end. That would have been a fantastic thing, because you could put more cars in the on the other side. You could have covered over the roof a little bit, and then the other half of the building that could then be used for another ride. But I am nowhere near a developer nor a planner, but that's personally what I would have preferred. But that is obviously the legendary car that was used in Tokyo Drift. That, I do believe, with that kit on, looks absolutely stunning and is worth an absolute fortune. That I do not recognise with the subwoofers in the back. I think that is just one of their made-up vehicles that they put in. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but I can't remember ever seeing that in any of the films. And then you've got all of the flammable tools. You can see where they've left certain props. You've got the NOS bottles up at the top. You've got actually the full NOS kit out on the side just there. And then you've got all of the standard wheels, because they've obviously put custom wheels and things on those vehicles. You've got all the different sizes, you've got the big tyres, you've got the racetrack tyres. So there is, if you know what you're looking for, there is a lot of little gems to have a look at and see. But that car just there was getting some serious attention from, obviously, with it being such a iconic car within one of the films. Like I said, it was the Tokyo Drift film that was used for, and then when that first came on screen, and it sounds absolutely amazing with the type of engine that's in there. Obviously, with it being a rotary, it is slightly different noise. Now, before I get carried away, we're moving on to this truck. Now, I do believe this is obviously from one of the films, but I don't know what one it is from. I can't remember what number that's from. You've got more props and everything up on the back. It's a little bit annoying because now, where they've actually got lots of things to have a look at with regards to smaller engines and things, you then get put into a big zigzag queue. Big audio truck, again, it's just there for entertainment. Turn the sound all the way down. There was music absolutely blaring all the way through, and then you can have a bit of a better look at the desk, and you can just see they have got some other little bits and pieces just on this bit. And then all of a sudden the queue line starts to move, so I get the camera on again and we'll try and have a quick look at some of the props as we bomb by, so you can see all of those bits and pieces in there. Again, if you know what they are, let us know in the comments below. And then before you know it, we'll go in and we go to another part of this building. I told you this place was massive. It's like a maze. We walk through into a live action bit, then you've got another live actor in another big room, and then this is just another part of the queue line. From there, we jump to another huge building, which I then get to now. I've got cut all of the big bit out, and then that is actually what you get on, which is just a bus. People did like it, the little ones liked it, but I would have much preferred it to be something else. But annoyingly, there's some really nice cars just as you first go around the corner when you're going around really slow. They're amazing to have a look at. I wish you could film them and take a load of photos of those. Because it did actually say put your phones and cameras away as you got to another part. So maybe you are allowed to do that, and you got to put the phones and cameras away before you get to the sort of like the TV screens. But I didn't do that. I didn't want to risk it. This again, I really like all of the artwork and everything on these walls because again, it pays homage to all of the films. You've got the original first one, which I think is probably the best one by an absolute mile. The classic Fast and the Furious is absolutely brilliant. And obviously with Paul Walker's passing and everything else a few years back. But the only thing is that they are advertising F9. That film that is based on, I do believe, is on F7. And then obviously Hobbs and Shaw has come out as well. So the character who is bad is now actually good. So it's outdated very, very quickly with regards to when the actual thing finally went into production and the ride was actually live. When the next film came out, it changed everything of it, and they've obviously not updated it because it would have cost so much money to get all the actors back and everything. But enough of that. Let's start talking about San Francisco itself. So we're going to start walking back down again. You're going to have a look at all the different bits and pieces. You've got a hunt down at the Burger Co. There's a lot of boats and everything, I think, on the actual water, which you will have a look at. There's some really nice sat-down eateries as well, where you can just, sat-down tables and chairs beside the eatery, so you can just stuff your faces if you want to. Again, all the theming and everything on the outside is really, really nice. Now, I do believe this will be our burger. So I've got the map in front of me. I'm trying to get what letter this is for the burger. This is letter G. And then as we come up and come around, I do believe what I will then do is have a quick look at all of the older artwork that is on this sort of turquoisey blue building, because they have got bits and pieces that are dated with regards to some of the films. And then we'll go in also and have a look at all of the amazing donuts. Now, this place smelt insane. So if you are a donut fan and you want some of the biggest donuts you'll ever see, so we've got the Grinch bits and pieces on display, and then just up and to the left hand side in a second we will have a look at some of the huge bits and pieces that you can eat. But again, it's got a little bit of everything. Now look at all of this that is on there. I was so hungry at the time, but they are huge. So if you think you can devour one of them in one hitting, that would be a man versus food or a person versus food challenge. Now, I'll let you guys discuss if you need to share that with somebody or if you can have that for yourself. We will, I think, carry on and carry up and loop it around to see what is around this area. You've got I'm not too sure if that was used from what used to be Jaws, because Jaws did used to be dotted around this area. Universal Studios has changed so much. I don't know the original history of the parks. I don't know if that was an original prop from the original ride, or if that they've just put it in there as a bit of a homage to what used to be there. But you can see as we're coming up and round, you can see there are some dates and things on those. I think what I might have done is got a better look at them at a different point when I end up doing like a full tour of this land. So I do apologise if I've sort of misled you on that one. Again, all the boats are there for a good bit of theming. And you've got some more eateries and things up at the top left. But if you have been to the park in the 2022 or 2023 season, then obviously please do let me know in the comments below, because this was filmed right at the very, very end of 2022. So let me know how much it's changed. I would imagine all of this from when this has been uploaded is still about, but by the time you're watching it, it might be completely different. But you can see as we're walking back down, we do have the sort of the train station that is directly in front. That is obviously from the Harry Potter section. So like I said at the start of the video, if you want to check that one out, you are more than welcome to. There is a full playlist just sort of being uploaded randomly throughout the weeks. But there's some really nice things to look at on this side. You've got the Simpsons Land, the Harry Potter, you've got Men in Black, and then you've got the Transformers and everything like that as well. But guys, I am slowly starting to run out of time. That is a very random look and a tour round of the San Francisco area. Some of it is very much a case of it's just fascia, like we've just seen now, and they've got a lot of eateries dotted about. Others, they are packed full of rides as well. So as the more videos get uploaded, you can start to compare the different sections. But this area was very, very nice just to sit down by the water, because you could get nice and close to the water, come down these steps, which is what I'm doing now, and sort of just have a little bit of a relax and get away. And if you had like a bite to eat in your bag or a drink in your bag, you could just sit down and basically people watch if you wanted to, or just watch the water and the reflection. So guys, that is it. I am done. If you can like and subscribe and all that good stuff, that'd be absolutely fantastic. But as always, thank you very much for watching. You guys take care, and hope to get to the next one. Ta-da.